Welcome back to Something to Noodle On. I'm your host, Mac.
And I'm Hannah.
We are average 30-somethings exploring the complex questions that keep us awake at night.
Lately, hobbies have been on our minds. How do we find hobbies and why are they important?
But also, what can happen when our minds shift from this is fun to can I make money off of this? Let's talk about it today on Something to Noodle On.
We all have hobbies. The need for filling the void with something fun started when we were kids.
Whether those hobbies stuck with us is another story. As we grow and change, so do our hobbies. When we were kids and being into something was just kind of part of it. We would play with dolls, cars, Legos, bust out the paints. These were all things we enjoyed, but what made us even try it in the first place? I wonder if a lot of it is that our parents are like buying us those toys, thinking that we like them, and then we just like them inherently.
That's probably a good point. I do remember, though, being taken to like the toy store, right? And being walked around and then being like, well, what do you like? What looks good?
Oh, you got to pick.
Yeah. Sometimes I got to pick.
Did you ever get like forced into like sports or something that like your parents were like, you have to do this thing?
Yes, I definitely was. Were you?
So I literally don't remember if I was forced into sports or if I showed interest in sports because I was in like preschool soccer. And so I don't know if my mom just signed me up for soccer or like if I was like, Mom, I want to kick a ball. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Because like as a preschooler, like, do you know what soccer is if it's not introduced to you kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, right. That's true. I do remember being or wanting like to see people play soccer because I remember going to other games and stuff. My mom was a very active person anyways. And so seeing her do a lot of different things, I think maybe also had that influence on me of, well, maybe I can try that too. And so like t-ball was a thing, soccer was a thing, track and field as an elementary school kid was a thing.
Oh, I did that too, yeah.
So, and then as I got older, I remember my mom saying too of stuff like, well, I want you to play a sport. Doesn't matter what sport it is, but at least try like a season or one sport per year.
Oh,
when
okay.
you're in high school and junior high and stuff, just to like get me to try it, you know, just to get into it. There were definitely some that I liked more than others.
Sure.
But then I definitely settled on like snowboard team.
God, the fact that you even had that is just the coolest thing ever. Being like this kid from the Midwest where there's like, cool, it's flat, there's nothing.
No
like,
mountains
you had a
anywhere.
fucking snowboard team. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really neat. They don't have the funding for that anymore, unfortunately, but that is what it is. But I lettered in snowboarding team.
Oh my God, you have a Letterman jacket for snowboarding?
I do.
So cool.
Somewhere it's lost. I don't know where it is, but it's there. It's around. I know it happened.
So my high school, we're getting a little sidetracked, but I have to tell the story because I think it's so funny. So I was an orc dork. If you don't know what that is, I was an orchestra. Not that people in orchestra are dorks, but I just like, because they can say band geeks, so we're orc dorks, right?
We totally are.
Of course. My high school gave Letterman jackets to the band kids and the orchestra kids. And I just thought it was so funny and silly. I never bought one because I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this. But
listen, playing an instrument is hard. It's, you know,
yeah,
Letterman
totally
worthy.
Yeah, you got it. So silly. But I digress. Okay.
But yeah, I would also kind of add to that too is having electives at school is a good example of being able to test the waters in different possible hobbies and different things. Granted, the electives at school are only really a tiny insight to what is possible, and sometimes getting graded at school is a little bit of an off-putting and can be discouraging for kids to try the new things, right?
Absolutely. Like if you are like, oh man, I really like art or I really like photography, and you take one of those classes and then your teacher's like, the composition is all wrong. And then you're getting like a D in art. Like how do you fail art? It's like all a matter of
Art subjective,
perception.
man.
Yeah. It's all on you. It's not like, I mean, I guess like if the teacher said draw a tree and you did not draw a tree, then okay, I guess you didn't do what you were told, but
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that, that grading aspect could definitely deter people from wanting to further pursue because someone in their life was like, nope, you suck. Sorry. And so, in fewer words, right? Just getting a D on your report card.
Fewer words, letters.
Yeah. Well, that's the other side of it too, right? Like as an adult finding hobbies, I think there's this fear of failing. Mm-hmm. Like I know it sounds so silly. How can you fail a hobby? Mm-hmm. But learning to be good at something inevitably means that you have to be bad at something first. Mm-hmm. And as you grow older, that feeling becomes harder and harder to overcome. Wouldn't you say?
I would. Yeah. So being at my job teaching people how to paint, everybody comes in and says, oh, I don't have an artistic bone in my body, or, oh, I am not good at painting, or, some other
excuse,
explanation that I didn't need. But I'm like, no, you are in the perfect place because this is where we are going to learn how to play with paint. This is where we are going to learn to play in the brushes. And so something that I always tell them too is something that I learned from actually Bob Ross.
Oh my God, stop. I love that.
Is a practice never breeds perfection. It breeds talent. So like a pursued hobby or a pursued interest can bring upon that talent or that skill level, right? You just have to pursue it. You have to keep trying, which means you have to fail and you have to be okay with that. So
there has to be like a form of repetition and then learning from said repetition. So like going back to drawing a tree, if you're just drawing it over and over and over again, eventually you're going to start to draw the bark and you're going to start to draw the branches and not just like the brown trunk and squiggly green lines for leaves, as I still draw my trees, Yeah. And so you with time comes like mastery. Yeah. And I think that just because you didn't draw it perfect the first time doesn't mean you failed at it.
Correct. Yeah. It just means that's your first time and you did what you could and you did good, and move on and try again. That's what that means.
Isn't there a saying or something where it's like, God, I'm trying to think back to fucking high school with those like inspirational posters that like say some bullshit.
Like with the cats and the hang in there ones? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, but like, or like this like sunset over the Rockies, or like, you know,
right?
They're like black posters with like a imagery of something. And it's like, I'm going to butcher this. Maybe it'll jog your memory and you'll remember, but it's like, you only fail if you never try in the first place or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if you never ever do it because you're afraid to fail, you've already failed because you're not doing it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that too.
In so many words.
So many words. But yeah, and that's also too is like, well, then where do you even find, other than like the school, as you get older and as you grow up and stuff too, like where do you find hobbies? How do you find hobbies? As a kid, you're still, maybe you're going to like summer camps, maybe an adult, you're volunteering. And, but being engaged with the community can also help in discovering new hobbies you might like, right?
Definitely.
So as you get older, and the community center and the library can also offer different like ideas on things to do. Some even offer classes. I know some stores and stuff too, like art stores, offer classes and stuff like that. At least they used to.
That they still do. Like I go to a bead shop because I've gotten into beading.
Nice.
I think I put in our like little podcast template that like Mac talk about beading. So that's going to come later. But on that note, like there's like a calendar right at the checkout and it's like, join us for these classes. And it's like how to do whatever, or like how to do this, or like a yarn thing where the ladies are just coming and we're just doing yarn stuff, you know, like it's just it's a communal thing.
Yeah.
I think another way to like find that stuff as an adult as well is like not just check the library for classes, but also like there's bulletin boards, and like my post office has a bulletin board of like community events. And it will be like, hey, hiking club, like join us at this street at this time. We're going to leave all together and go to this hike, you know?
Yeah.
Or dog walking club, or like, who knows, you know? But like there's so many like little community events and like speakers that come and like talk about gardening and clean living and insert topic here. Like you can find your niche like at these places.
Yeah.
I think another place is just to also like bring it back to the basics. Like think about what you used to enjoy a lot as a kid, right? Was it sports?
Yeah.
Was it art? As an adult, we have the means to find adult sports leagues or get some art supplies and watch a few videos. I almost think it's easier to find a hobby as an adult than as a kid, because now we have the knowledge on how to get started into something. It's just a matter of actually doing it. Because before, I feel like when I was younger, I didn't know where to start because I didn't have money to buy anything. And I didn't know what to ask my mom to buy, because for anyone listening that you're like, Mac, just fucking Google it. Yeah. I have to remind you that didn't exist yet. Like, if you wanted to learn something, you were popping open an encyclopedia. Like, that's what you were doing. Like,
or going to the library.
Going to the library and like painting for dummies. Like, there's a reason why those books exist, because the internet did not, you know?
Correct. 100%. Yeah. Or like finding hobbies that were based off of, you know, what your friends liked also, because you wanted to
100%.
fit in and stuff too. There's always that aspect a little bit, I think, too. But yeah, hobbies, I mean, they're really important on so many levels. You know what I mean? So they're good for your mental health. They can help reduce stress while also boosting like your cognitive health. And
and you can feel socially connected to people.
True.
As well as just like boost your own personal development, because that's important too, right? Like staying mentally stimulated as we get older is so important.
So
like,
important.
Okay, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. And I'm going to bring it back around, and you'll be like, why are we talking about this? And then you'll be like, oh, that's why we're talking about this.
Okay.
I had read a long, long time ago in a study that I cannot remember. So like take this all with a grain of salt, but like I am 95% sure what I'm about to say is true. So again, take it with a grain of salt. I had learned this a while ago. Us as humans, right? We're hunter-gatherer types from back in the olden days when we were like living in packs and like communities, right? And you were given like a task and a goal, and that was your thing to help like further your tribe,
contribute
and contribute and live. And as we get older, especially like now in modern times, when people retire,
what do you do?
And they don't, that's the dream, right? To retire. Right. If they don't have a hobby or something that they are like continuously doing, our like DNA, it's ingrained in us that because we're like hunter-gatherer, tribe people, whatever, if we're not contributing to the pack, we are taking resources from our tribe. And that means food. And so our body will start to break down and kill us for the greater good. Which is why like older people who don't do anything get sick, because it's your body's way of being like, we're done. Well, I need to kill you off for the greater good of our tribe so that you're not taking resources from this wildebeest that Joe needs to live to hunt more, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
So that's why I think like hobbies as we get older is just even that much more important, so that your brain doesn't start to deteriorate and your body doesn't start to get sick and try and kill you off from the tribe.
I'd rather not. I'd rather stay cognitively aware and active. Thank you.
You're welcome. No. It's important though. And like I tell my mom all the time, I'm like, please go do something. Like, because both my parents, my mom and my dad, they're of retirement age. And my mom still like goes out and hangs with friends and she gardens and like she's being really active. And my dad, he used to garden all the time. And every time I call him, I'm like, did you garden yet? No. I'm like, you got to get out and do something with your backyard, like garden, you know?
Yeah.
It's important.
It is important.
After you find your hobby or your thing, it's so easy to fall into the trap of wanting it to become more.
Ooh.
Feeling like you need to be productive with it in order to make it worth your time. But as adults, the pressure of making money and being productive can be at the forefront of our minds, almost at all times, I feel like.
Seriously. I mean, well, and especially today, it feels like making money is the driving force of today's culture. And that side hustle is no longer fun, but it's needed. Or that hobby that you have and found, you're like, you know, can I make money off of this? Because I need this money to survive, you know?
Yeah.
When did we become like convinced by others even around us to turn our hobbies into that maybe? Or when did that happen?
Yeah.
You know,
When
and
did
how
that
do we
start?
maintain the fun of the hustle still, but also can make money off of it? Or does it remain a hobby for funsies, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like looking back at my adult hobbies and I've turned all of them into a hustle. Video games I've loved as a kid, started loving them more as a adult, and then streaming existed. And then I was just streaming and it was so much fun and I loved it. It was the best. And then I had met Jess and I got involved with the AFMOuse stuff. And then that became like YouTube became my job. So like it started in video games and streaming and then turned into like this YouTube thing. And then that became like, okay, well now I can make money off of this. And then streaming wasn't fun anymore because I'm like, well, this feels like work. This is like sitting in front of my computer is the last thing I want to do. I want to go do literally anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I used to make really pretty like wreaths, you know, that you would hang up for like Christmas or whatever. And I really enjoyed making them for like gifts, you know, for the holidays and stuff like that. Well, and then I was convinced, I should turn that into, you should make wreaths and then sell them. And so I made a bunch of them and then tried to sell them and it didn't happen. And then I tried again and it didn't happen. And then I tried again and it didn't happen. And then I ended up just giving away all my wreaths because I was like, I'm not, no, we're done. We're done with this.
Like, do I suck at this? Like, I liked it. This was just fun. And now.
Well, I always got lots of compliments. Oh my gosh, those are so pretty. Oh, wow, those are really nice. And then I'd be like, yeah, they're for sale. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they walked away and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. They didn't show up when you needed them to show up.
Yeah.
Very recent hobby, and I told y'all I would bring this back, so I started getting into bracelets, and not like the bracelets that the kids are making, right? Like the kids are calling it candy. It's not like the pony bead bracelets. These are seed bead bracelets, so they're very intricate. I'm using like girl, I'm using a fucking loom to make these bracelets. And it's so fun. Like I am having just a blast.
Yeah.
My ADHD, y'all, like I saw a video on Pinterest of someone making a bead loom bracelet and I was like, I can do that.
Yeah.
And then like got all the stuff to make it. And my ADHD did not stop me there because you know, with a lot of us, you get all of the materials and you're like, okay, I'm done now. Like I bought the thing. I'm no longer interested.
Right.
But my interest stayed and I've been making so many bracelets. The ironic part of all of this is like, I don't wear this type of jewelry. It is not something that I would probably buy. It's like, that's just not my personality, I guess. Right. I want to make stuff. So I've been just making a bunch of shit. And I'm just like, here, like, I'll ask like a bunch of my girlfriends or whomever, and I'll be like, what's your favorite color? What do you like? And then like next week, I'm like, here's a bracelet. I made this for you. And I love that. I'm starting to think like, okay, well, I haven't streamed in a long time, like burnout, which we're going to get it. Like, we're doing a lot of like, we're laying the seeds of this podcast. We're going to get into the burnout later, but I haven't streamed in a long time. And now I'm thinking, okay, well, what if I can sell these bracelets? And so I've been trying to like nail a clasp mechanism that works, because one of my really, really good friends, V, she was the first one I gave a bracelet to. And I was like, girl, give me all the feedback. I need the feedback.
Right.
And her clasp keeps breaking, and I keep like fixing it, and then it'll break. And so I'm trying to like nail a clasping mechanism that won't break, because I don't want to sell something that's going to break.
Keep breaking.
And so yeah, as soon as I figure that out, bitch, like I'm gonna
so my favorite
hobby.
Color is
I'm gonna make you a bracelet and send it to you. No, no, but for real, like I really want to like maybe make something of this, because it's just so much fun. I'll have to send you pics.
Yes, please. Well, and that's the thing too, is like when you find something that you actually really, really like and enjoy, and are really enjoying it and actually enjoying to making it for others too. That's kind of I feel like that's like a good sign, in my opinion, of maybe you can turn this into like that side hustle without actually getting too upset at the actual hustle part of it, or like the setbacks or the failures of it, because you're still excited about it. So like, I really love like painting, photography, sewing, just being crafty in general. You know, I've always really enjoyed those things. I have a lot of hobbies, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
I know. You're so well-rounded. Like I had said, I think in a previous episode, that you're so fucking cool. Oh, like for real. Like you do so many cool things. No, keep going. No.
Okay, so, but painting though is the one thing that I have always loved, right? And then I've always enjoyed doing any sort of medium of it, but that's the one that I've turned into a job, and I really enjoy my job. Like,
but do you enjoy it any less? Like, do you still feel joy? Do you paint at home, or are you just painting at work?
No, I still paint at home for me, and I still paint at home for others as like a gift. Like, I just made a bunch of cards out of watercolor for birthdays, and you know, ADHD, I forgot to send them out. But listen, they're painted.
I did
it. And but yeah, stuff like that. Like, I still enjoy doing that for myself, and I still love going to my job and painting for others and teaching others. And so that, I'm pretty lucky that I found that. I feel.
Yeah, that's amazing. I actually love that for you. So many people, once they turn their hobby into a job, start to like feel that hustle grind that we were talking about. And then they dread it. They're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, they start to hold resentment for it. So I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that your beading becomes just awesome.
Just the best. Well, okay. So I learned about something from my therapist, and it's called hobby stacking. And
Tell me more.
some of you guys might already know about this, but if you've never heard of it, hobby stacking is a means for being productive while also doing something for yourself. And I bring this up because for me with ADHD, I really, really, really struggle just being able to relax and do something for me. Like, I always feel like I have to be productive. I have to be pushing forward. So just sitting down and doing nothing, or like watching TV, I feel immense guilt. Like, I feel like I should be cleaning the house. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And like,
girl,
it's very hard to me to just relax. And like I really really like to garden, and I feel guilty when I'm out there in the garden because it doesn't do anything for me financially except like maybe make my HOA happy, you know, like
Right.
So I guess like in that sense it's productive, but I'm not doing anything productive. So a way that you can hobby stack, so an example of this could be like as simple as listening to audiobooks or podcasts.
Hint, hint, hint.
Yeah. While driving to work, right? Or taking the dog for a walk. Like these are things that you have to do. But when do you have time to read now? Because like if reading is your hobby, maybe now it's an audiobook and you're walking your dog and you're listening to your audiobook, or you're driving to work. You have to do this instead of listening to music, or maybe music's your hobby. I don't know, you know, but like that could be another form of doing this. Or like, I know I like to paint my nails. I know you like to paint your nails. Like maybe we do that while watching a movie with the family. So like you're still getting in that family time, but you're also doing something for you.
That's true.
And so like for me, I typically do this when I'm like sewing or cleaning. I'll probably have an audiobook on.
Yeah.
Sometimes that book is about incorporating hygge into your life. So it's a little bit more like productive. For you, it's a self-help book. Or maybe it's about being pinned up against the wall by like a hot demon boy or something. Like I'm not judging what you're reading.
Listen, I'm just wiggling my eyebrows now. You can't see them, but they're there.
Is that because you have Botox?
No, I don't have Botox. It's just because, you know, you said hot demon boy or man.
You're like,
or
ooh,
mostly man.
Hot demon person pinning me.
or fairy. You know, listen, we don't know. We don't judge.
I'm not judging you.
Not judging.
I'm currently on like the third book of a court of rose and thorns, or whatever the fuck it's called. There's a bunch of words.
That's
yeah.
At guitar.
I don't know the abbreviation.
I got you, girl.
People know it. There's fairies, there's demons, there's stuff, there's things that happen.
Mostly fairies.
Yeah, it's cute. We like it. Okay, so we turned our hobbies into a side hustle, and now we don't want to do it anymore.
That, my friend, is called burnout.
Gross. But I've definitely been there, and I know I'm not alone. Like, if growth and moving forward is all you think about, then burnout is just inevitable. And I've experienced this myself with my YouTube channel. So here's that callback that we were talking about. So I was putting out like 3 videos a week on my YouTube channel. And then I was also streaming like 5 days a week, as well as trying to like get out stuff on a Roblox channel, all while also still recording for AFMAO. And this is when like my character was actually in the videos more frequently. And I was at this time, I think I was also doing the podcast as well with ND.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I like crashed and burned after like 3 years of just like keeping up this momentum and pace of like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And then I couldn't do it anymore. Like it got to the point where like showering, the thought of it was just mentally exhausting. I was like, I can't do that. Like, I don't want to do that. And that's depression, right?
Yeah.
Like I stopped. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna upload anymore. Maybe I'll just stream. And then, so like last year I didn't upload at all. And I streamed like 20 times, I think, last year.
Yeah.
I just like couldn't bring myself to like sit in front of my computer, because what a lot of people don't know is that I still actually work for AFMAO, but in like a much different capacity. So people are like, why aren't you in the videos anymore? Well, like I still am doing stuff. I just can't tell you what I'm doing. But
yeah,
it's like after I do that all day for like however many hours, and then I'm like, okay, now let's stream. I'm like, oh my gosh, like what if we?
No thanks.
What if we didn't? What if I didn't do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm still trying to find that like healthy balance of like those are the things I want to do. Those are the things that were my hobby, and they brought me so much joy.
Yeah.
How can I healthily bring that back into my life? Like I'm still working through the burnout for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I think burnout lasts for a lot longer than what people think. Like there's the initial, right? But then there's like the recovery from that too, is like, how do you tip your toes back into what you love again? Or is it even what you love still? Or, you know, all of these questions kind of come into your brain, right? Have you grown from that? Or, you know, but like an article from like Psychology Today stated, hustle culture convinces people to chase goals that are by design difficult to reach. So when those goals don't materialize, the result is often self-doubt, frustration, and the feeling of never being enough, which is the burnout from that, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, if you're constantly setting those higher goals and then life gets in the way, as it can and as it does,
of course,
because that's just life.
Let life be getting in the way.
Life be lifing, man.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing. But you aren't if you aren't acknowledging that that's okay, that life got in the way, and to not have those goals achieved, then that failure can be internalized, and we start to question all of what we have done so far instead of taking a moment to be proud of ourselves, of how far we have already gotten. Even if it's just starting something too. I say you have to, but like it's good to look back and see what you have done. So
100%.
just kind of, yeah.
Well, and you know what's crazy? Like, I think we actually did a podcast on this exact topic. It was called "Does Success Kill Creativity?" And ironically, it was the last episode before our 2-year hiatus. But we talked a lot about the feeling and need to create actually stopping us from wanting to create and how to just balance it all out.
You know, I remember that episode. It was a really good one. I really liked that one.
It was a really good one. And you know what? I think that's our most listened to episode.
Yeah.
Like, I think it has like over 300 plays or something like that.
Fantastic.
So yeah, super fantastic, but like so ironic that during that time, like I was going through a bunch of stuff, like our writer ND was going through a bunch of stuff, and we just stopped. Like the podcast was growing and it was doing so well back then, and it's doing well now, you know, but like back then it was just this organic growth that we were like, oh my gosh, people are listening to what we have to say. This is awesome. And then we just stopped creating content.
Yeah.
Because the goals got higher and higher. And yeah, I don't think I felt like a failure. I think it was like that in conjunction with like doing all the YouTube stuff. I couldn't compete. I wasn't making enough money on YouTube to be able to play with the big dogs, get mods custom made, and like do a bunch of stuff. And like, at one point, like you were even helping me with the YouTube channel, and like you knew like the frustration and like hardship that it was to make a Minecraft channel actually viable. Like, yeah, it's a lot.
It was a lot, but I mean, again, take that moment and be like, wow, I kicked butt while I was doing it for sure. But I definitely was like, I needed to stop because that's, you know, the burnout that you went through kind of a thing too. And now here we are back at it. So
here we are back at it, baby. Like, yeah, I'm really excited about the podcast. And I think that's like my relationship with the burnout is it's something that I really want to do. And I'm taking it like day by day. And like you guys probably have noticed like a couple of missed episodes, and I'm trying. We're here. We're back. Like we have a new style, a new format for the pod that I think is a lot more manageable than having all the weight on ND's shoulders and then all the weight on my shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like now we're kind of dispersing it a lot better, and making it a lot easier.
You know, a triangle is one of the strongest shapes. Just saying.
Whoa, listen, smarty pants over here. But it's funny too, and I think you might relate to this as well, but like video games, like when you're a streamer, right? And like doing the YouTube stuff and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like it was hard to want to play off stream because everything is now content and you don't want the community to miss out on stuff. And this often leads to not finishing games or not even playing them on your own because you'll be playing through a playthrough and then a new thing comes out and you're like, well, I got to do the new thing. So you drop the game and then you start playing something new. Like there are so many games I've never finished because of this exact scenario.
Yeah, there's definitely been a few games that I haven't finished. So I understand this 100% because the hype was no longer there for that game or something because it has moved on to the new game or the new game that came out or an update or a DLC or whatever else the devs thought of. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
This is also something that I'm working on because I have to remember that for me, streaming is just for funsies, right? So it's a hobby. And it's one that it'd be cool if I got bigger. It'd be cool if I reach certain milestones and stuff, but that's not like on my list of things to have to happen. And I just want to remember to play the games that I want to play and remember to have fun regardless of who's watching, kind of a thing too. So
yeah, which is easier said than done.
So much easier said than done.
I remember when I was like in the thick of it, like streaming every single day. And when my view count would drop to a certain number, I would stop playing that game. I'd be like, all right, like I'm not playing this game anymore. People are not interested in this game. Yeah. And it affects you. And a lot of people are like, well, don't look at the view count, blah, 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 blah. Like, but for me, that's data. And I make decisions based off of data and analytics. And why would I continue playing a game that people are going to click away from? Like, I want to play the hype game. I want to play what people actually want to watch. That's how you grow your stream. And yeah, it became not fun anymore, for sure.
It's definitely that need of being productive while having fun, but sometimes the production need is stronger.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Is that the truest thing I've ever heard? But like avoiding this feeling of the constant need to be productive and then trying to turn the hobby into a side hustle. Oh my gosh. It's so much easier said than done. Like how many times have you started something and had the thought cross your mind of, well, maybe I can make money from this. Like streaming aside, just like in general, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like with the wreaths and then I guess with painting, I kind of thought of it that way, but it was more of, I just want to paint. Like give me more opportunity to paint. So maybe that helped with that.
I think for me, like I'll see some shit on like Pinterest and I'll be like, I can do that. Like that's my toxic trait, right? Yeah. Is like looking at something and being like, I could do that.
I can make that. Oh my God.
Not realizing like the amount of skill it actually takes. But what about just like giving the thought a moment to pass and letting the hobby just be a hobby, right? Like we just said easier said than done, but hear me out. What if we just let that moment pass? What if we didn't try to monetize everything? Like, how do we even do that?
Oh, those are good questions. That's a good question. I would say probably like you said, letting that moment pass. So take a break, feel it and not feel bad about it either. Like,
can you repeat that? I like that.
Feel it and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But like, so just enjoying the hobby for what it is, kind of a thing. So enjoying the process of the activity. So, maybe even start a smaller project.
Oh, okay.
Like starting out the hobby smaller and then being like, this could just stay as a hobby because I like it small in little bits and pieces.
Doesn't need to be bigger.
It doesn't need to be bigger. Yeah. And so like you could also maybe unplug from that Pinterest that you're looking at or from that Instagram that you're looking at that's causing you to be like, I could do that for money. You know, go for a
Call
walk. Go for a walk. Draw, exercise, you know, cook, listen to a podcast. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I feel really called out by you right now. I thought you were my friend.
That's what friends do. We call each other out.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But it's important to remember that it is normal for interests to change, and you are allowed to stop a hobby permanently if it no longer serves you.
Ooh, okay. Repeat that one.
Okay.
Repeat that one too.
Okay, ready? Here I go.
Mm-hmm.
It is important to remember that it is normal for interests to change, and you are allowed to stop a hobby permanently if it no longer serves you.
For real. Like, I think there's a lot of guilt that comes with, let's bring sports into it. Like, that's people that like put a lot of time and dedication into something that they probably feel guilty of, like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. It doesn't make me happy anymore. And then the guilt to stop something that you've done for so long, I'm sure is a lot. So like just remembering that it's okay to not want to do baseball anymore, or it's okay to not want to swim anymore or paint, even though you've been a painter for 20 years, you're not just a painter, you're way more than that, you know, and and that you still got so much out of that activity, and it served you for so long, but it doesn't have to keep serving you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I think that, I mean, that's the thing too about, you know, the burnout too, is like, what caused the burnout? Well, does that hobby serve me anymore? Or does it bring a happiness to me anymore because I have turned it into something else? Could I ever go back to that? You know, that's the question I think that needs to be asked as well, is, does it turn back into just a hobby and then you just leave it at that and move on again?
Yeah.
Or does it just stay in just back where it was? And
Memory land. Yeah. Dun, da, da, da.
Yeah. You know, and you just take a step forward in a different direction. And that's okay.
Do something new.
Yeah. It can be hard for sure.
Oh, yeah.
To do that. 100%.
Like walking away from a bad relationship, right? Like,
yeah, that too.
or walking away from a relationship that wasn't even bad to begin with.
Yeah.
It just doesn't serve you anymore.
It just doesn't serve you anymore. It's one of those things. 'Cause yeah.
All right. Well, now it's time to hear from you guys. So this week we asked you guys on Instagram what your hobbies are and if they changed over time, and or if turning them into a side hustle changed how you view your hobbies.
As usual, we had some great responses from you guys. Our first comment is from Alyssa. She says, "My hobbies have most definitely changed. As someone who's done lots of sports and still does, I hated that I had to quit softball, but it was all because of pressure. My coaches would not help me, just yell at me. And luckily now I've gotten used to not letting people get under my skin because I now get made
I think they probably meant get made
fun of. Okay, get made fun of.
Bubba.
Aww. And for watching and editing AFMAO, but I still have it where I don't bring it up unless with one of my friends. I feel like people don't understand that everyone has their opinions and likings, which is unfortunate when is something people are passionate about. So like essentially don't yuck or yum, you know? Like
like just because you don't
like it doesn't mean that it's not good for them, kind of a thing, you know? I get that.
Yeah. And like I hate that they felt like they had to stop doing sports and stuff because of all the pressure and not being supported. Like, and yeah, it's okay to change your hobbies and do something new, but I hate that they're also being made fun of for their new hobby. Like, it's really difficult.
Yeah, that is.
I'm glad that they said that they're not letting people get under their skin about it. So, All right. Well, our next one comes from one of my friends, Gil or Nil. And she said that I actually loved to draw as a kid. I did a painting class, and since I did the work, I didn't ever fail. So I didn't think I'd get any further on it, but I challenged myself to paint because I had to put models on the table and use what I knew from drawing to do it. Actually, both have fed into the growth of both hobbies as I'm learning shading and solidifying the color wheel in my head. She then goes on to say, I tried commissions with drawing and it makes me sad. I'm somehow more happier with painting model commissions. Yeah, she does like Warhammer model painting. Yeah. And then I asked her a follow-up and I was like, do you feel like it's ever taken away from the fun of it? Has your hobby felt like work, or is it still enjoyable? And she said it's still enjoyable. There's some days that it feels like work, but I'm happy with it overall. It's a sense of accomplishment. And then she said, especially in a streaming setting, because I know that she is using her stream to paint the models, which is having that feeling of needing to be productive. Just saying, it kind of is that round full circle here.
Yeah, but she's doing it in a way that is still fun and exciting for her and helpful for her too. I mean, she did say she has those days, and everybody does have those days. Like even for me, when I'm painting, I sometimes am like, ugh, I have to go paint. But then I'm like, I get to go paint.
You're like, I'm lucky I get to do this.
Yeah. So it's you switch your mindset a little bit too sometimes.
I feel that when I am in like a lot of recording sometimes, and I'm like, man, I do not want to do this. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm getting paid to play fucking Minecraft. Like, I should be very grateful and lucky right now.
Well, and it's okay though to feel those days when you don't feel grateful. Like, it's okay to have those feelings too. But it is good to be like, take that break for a second, like we said earlier. Yeah. But yeah. Our next one is our last one is someone called Sam. And they just said that
Sam.
My hobbies are collecting Disney pins, Build-A-Bear plushies, Pokemon cards, Beanie Babies, keychains, Funko Pops, and snow globes.
Sam, I fucking love that.
I love that so much.
Oh, I remember Build-A-Bear. I didn't know they were still around. That's so fun.
Yeah, Build-A-Bear is actually really cute.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've built a bear.
It's been a while since you've built a bear.
Yeah, I went to Build-A-Bear, and it's been a long time since I built one. Yeah, like go in and like stuff the heart in its chest and then watch it come alive with fluff. Like
that sounds.
It's aggressive. I mean, come on. It's fun though. I really liked it.
I want to go make a Build-A-Bear now.
Yeah, you want to go Build-A-Bear?
Yeah. And then I want one of your bracelets too.
Girl. Okay, after this recording, send me your favorite colors and some things that you like.
Okay.
I can do anything. I can do like some fun little like I made one of my friends Cypress a little shark bracelet.
Oh my god.
I've been looking at it and it is the silliest little thing I've ever made. I'll have to send you a pic. It's so funny. And like I've made one of my friends, Kodiak. They're really into like blackberries, and so I made them like a blackberry bracelet, and that one was really fun as well. So yeah, I can do like fun little geometric shapes, or we can do like an actual thing. But yeah, talk to me after the pod.
Yeah, for sure. This is why hobbies are important.
Yes, this is why hobbies are important, to share them and make things for your friends.
Yes.
All right, guys, as always, I hope this episode gave you something to noodle on.
Whether that's changing your relationship with how you view hobbies, or maybe that's realizing you need more enrichment in your life.
Yeah, and this week we want you to ask yourself this. When was the last time you did something just because it was fun with no goal attached? And if nothing comes to mind, make it a goal to get out and do something fun just for you. Feel free to join the conversation on Discord or email us your response at somethingtonoodleon@gmail.com.
And then join us next week as we discuss a need for instant gratification and how it affects us on our day-to-day.
Ooh, I have so much to say about this one. So much, but you'll have to wait till next time. Bye.
Bye.